Diddy and Jay-Z find themselves in the spotlight once again, but not for music or business ventures. Allegations have surfaced, stirring a whirlwind of controversy, and the internet is ablaze with debates. But how much of the story holds water? Let's dive into the claims and the inconsistencies raising eyebrows everywhere. When I first heard these allegations, my mind flashed back to the early 2000s, a time I remember vividly because I was there. Reading through the accusations, certain details immediately struck me as odd. The most glaring inconsistency? The mention of a limousine. Back then, we didn't use limousines at all. Bad Boy was all about SUVs, plain and simple. This claim stood out because it clashed with how things actually operated. The accuser described being picked up by a limo driver, waiting at a gas station, and later attending a party. But the details don't align with reality. Let's break it down. First, there's the issue of the gas station. If you know New York City, you know finding a gas station in Manhattan is no small feat, especially near the areas where these events supposedly unfolded. Walking from Midtown to a gas station could mean trekking dozens of blocks, navigating side streets, and knowing exactly where to go. And for someone unfamiliar with the city, nearly impossible. Then there's the party itself. For a limo driver to supposedly get someone into a high-profile bad boy event, that just doesn't happen. These parties had tight security, and no random driver, especially one not even associated with the crew, would have that kind of pull. Even setting aside the logistical implausibilities, let's talk about the broader narrative. The accuser claimed to have been just 13 years old, walking the streets of New York alone, after supposedly coming from Alabama. That raises more questions. Navigating the city as a local can be daunting, let alone for a teenager unfamiliar with the area. Some of her story elements don't add up. For instance, if her father was present as she claims, why does he refute the entire narrative? Her dad reportedly stated that none of it happened, and he has no recollection of the events she described. When a close family member contradicts a claim, it casts doubt on the entire situation. But let's circle back to the party logistics. At the VMAs or any high-profile event hosted by Diddy, security was paramount. Guests were verified, checked, and escorted. The idea of a limo driver bypassing all of that doesn't align with how things were run. This isn't about discrediting a potential victim. It's about addressing glaring inconsistencies in the story. I've always stood by one principle: tell the truth, whether it's favorable or not. I'm not here to save Diddy or Jay-Z, but I won't stand by while inaccuracies spread. What I recall from those times doesn't match this account. Bad Boy didn't operate with limousines, and the kind of scenario described simply wouldn't have happened. I don't claim to know what did or didn't happen to her, but I do know this: the story being told doesn't align with reality. And let's consider the social dynamics at play. A lot of people are quick to jump on stories like these, eager to vilify public figures without delving into the details. But when the narrative is riddled with holes, we have to ask tough questions. Her story suggests she was navigating New York streets like a seasoned local, finding a rare gas station, and gaining access to a high-profile event, all at 13 years old. It stretches plausibility to its breaking point. In the end, this situation shines a light on the complexities of public allegations. It's crucial to listen to accusers while also scrutinizing the claims with a critical eye. When the details don't hold up, it's equally important to question the narrative being presented. For me, the inconsistencies in her story stand out more than anything else. From the logistics of transportation to the contradictions from her father, too much doesn't add up. While we must always take allegations seriously, we also have a responsibility to seek the truth. So where does this leave us? In a sea of debates, rumors, and opinions, one thing remains clear. Every story deserves examination, and every claim deserves a closer look.